And welcome, everyone. A very pleasant good evening here live from the Bosch. We've got USA South men's basketball in a fairly crucial contest here as we get towards the late stages of January and creep closer and closer towards that conference tournament. It is Pfeiffer versus Brevard tonight. Second matchup between these two teams. Brevard got the best of Pfeiffer the first time around at Pfeiffer. A victory for Brevard, 86-84 in that one. And before these last two matchups, including the win last season for the Tornadoes, Pfeiffer was on a 7-game win streak against Brevard. So the Tornadoes have kind of turned the tide these last couple of times, really of an extremely lopsided rivalry, or matchup rather. Wouldn't really call it a rivalry when the Nados are still at 3-8 all time, but back-to-back wins against Pfeiffer. And it should make for an exciting basketball game here on a Tuesday night in Brevard. Cold, kind of wet Tuesday night here in the B, but no better place to be right now on campus than the Bosch. Both Brevard basketball teams playing brilliant here as we get towards the stretch of the regular season. Tornadoes playing really, really good basketball, both men's and women's. And when we get back in just a moment, we'll talk about some of Coach Lee Burgess's keys to the game. We'll look at the lineups and give a couple pregame thoughts. And then after that, we'll have the PA announcement of the starters of the national anthem. And then it'll be time to go here in a really big USA South mid-season basketball game. Tornado basketball coming up here in just a moment. Don't go anywhere, folks. Folks, we've got a non-basketball related update here in the Bosch. For the last couple of minutes, we had a bat flying around here in the Bosch, and a pretty odd experience sitting here saying this is going to end up being the bat game, the bat in the Bosch game. It has been since captured. We have a law enforcement officer coming up here to assess the situation, but two brave Tornado fans combined to use a trucker hat and a towel to catch said bat, and the bat is now being escorted out of the Bosch. Unwanted visitor. And, I mean, these games are free, folks. That bat didn't even have to pay to get in here, and it's getting kicked out. Might be a little bit discriminatory, but there will be no bat in attendance for this one as we are about 10 minutes away from tip-off. So pretty unique, pretty odd experience there as the Tornadoes get ready to deal with the Falcons. They deal with a different flying creature, a bat, in the gym during pregame warm-ups. Speaking of the Falcons, let's go ahead and take a look at the matchup. Once again, Tornadoes 3-8 all-time against Pfeiffer, but riding a two-game winning streak against the Falcons after a 7-game losing streak that stretched from November 17th, 2015 all the way to January of last year. All three of the past three matchups have been at Pfeiffer, and the last one was an 86-84 victory for the Tornadoes earlier this month, January 10th at Pfeiffer. For the Tornadoes, they've won 4 of their last 5, including a 96-74 beatdown in Raleigh against William Peace this past weekend. Tornadoes struggled with William Peace at times last year, handily taking care of the Pacers, same as the women's did here in the Bosch. Tornadoes now sit at 9-9, 4-3 in the conference. And by the way, that 96 points was the highest total that the Tornadoes have tallied to this point in the season. For Pfeiffer, they're 6-5, 3-2 in the conference, and riding a 2-game win streak, 89-76 at Southern Virginia, and then 74-56 against a Greensboro team that upset the Tornadoes here in this building just last week. So this game, pretty pivotal in terms of USA South Conference standings, because right now the top 4 in the conference are as follows. Mary Baldwin with 6 conference games played, sitting at 5-1. North Carolina Wesleyan with 5 conference games played at 3-2. One of those 2 losses was to the Tornadoes. Same story for Pfeiffer. 5 conference games, 3-2. One of those losses was to the Tornadoes. And then you've got the Nados at the 4 spot, 7 conference games, 4-3 in the USA South. So a pretty crucial matchup for the Tornadoes. Obviously, right now they've got the head-to-head against Wesleyan and Pfeiffer, and with a victory tonight would clinch the season head-to-head over the Pfeiffer Falcons with a season sweep 2-0. And they've got the one home victory so far over Wesleyan, so the Tornadoes could be in second or third place after this game with a victory. And then when you look around the conference tonight, Mary Baldwin and Greensboro in action, as well as Methodist and North Carolina Wesleyan. And then Thursday, Pfeiffer turns around to take on Young Harris in a non-conference matchup, and William Peace and North Carolina Wesleyan duke it out. About 6.5 minutes away from tip-off, we will give you the starting lineups, and then we will look at Coach Burgess's keys to the game when we return in just a moment from the Bosch. Falcons and Nados coming up here shortly. Back here about 4 minutes away from tip in the Bosch. We've got the bat taken care of. That was in here a moment ago. Once again, for those of you that missed that, there was a bat flying around in the Boschmer Gymnasium trying to interfere with the start of this game, but it has been successfully evicted and possibly exterminated. Don't know the extent of what happened outside. But we have the starting lineups for both squads. We'll take a look at those, and then we've got some keys to the game from Coach Burgess. For the Tornadoes, it's Quincy Carter, number 4, the graduate guard, 6'1", 215 out of Decatur, Georgia. Collins Hill High School, transferred over here from Young Harris. Number 10, Carson Evans, the senior guard, 5'10", 165 out of Charlotte, North Carolina, Butler High School. After Carson, it's number 11, KK Horton, the junior guard, 6'2", 180 out of Asheville, North Carolina, Asheville Christian Academy. And it's Jaden Carnes, the sophomore, number 12, the forward, 6'4", 170 out of Concord, North Carolina, Mount Pleasant High School. And rounding out the 5 is the newest Tornado, one of the newest Tornadoes, number 13, Charlie Hester, the junior guard, 6'5", 195 out of Huntersville, North Carolina, United Faith Christian, transferred over here from the Covenant Scots. Thank you, Covenant. Head coach for the Tornadoes is Lee Burgess in year 12, and he's assisted by associate head coach Miles Leathers in year 5. Now, before we get to Coach Burgess's keys to the game, let's take a look at the Pfeiffer starting 5. It'll be number 0, Alex Cunningham, the junior guard, 6'2", 190 out of Greenwood, South Carolina, Greenwood High School, transfer from Erskine. Then it's number 2, Daniel Fulp, the junior forward, 6'4", 200 out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Mount Tabor High School. Number 15, Damon Beckwith, the junior guard, 6'3", 175 out of Jacksonville, North Carolina, Liberty Christian High School. Number 24, Ty Black, a sophomore guard, 6', 185 out of Charlotte, Butler High School. So same alma mater for Carson Evans and Ty Black. And then it's number 30, Doug Smith, the sophomore forward, 6'8", 200 out of Baden, North Carolina, North Stanley High School. Pfeiffer is led by head coach Pete Shuck in year 6. He graduated from Michigan. He's assisted by Don Spencer in year 3 out of Eastern Michigan, and Ryan Lundvall, second season out of Gonzaga. Pfeiffer versus the Tornadoes. What are the keys to the game? Well, Coach Burgess told us. Number 1 is to limit the turnovers. Pfeiffer really good at capitalizing on those and creating them. First in blocks, which obviously isn't a turnover, but just to speak on the defensive aspect for Pfeiffer, first in blocks in the conference at just over 4. Second in steals at over 7 steals per game. And Smith, the 6'8" forward, is the root cause of that. Smith first in the conference in blocks, just under 3 per contest. So the Tornadoes going to have to earn their keep inside. And as a matter of fact, Pfeiffer is first in the conference in opponent three-point percentage at 28.6%. So the Tornadoes going to really need to push it to get inside and get their way against Doug Smith, the leading blocker in the conference. Well, there are the keys to the game. We've got the starting lineups. Now all that's left to do is introduce them to the crowd, listen to the anthem play, and then it'll be time for Tornado basketball. NATOs and Falcons. And we'll take you to the PA here in just a moment. Don't go anywhere, folks. I am Brady Penn. I'm with you all night on the call. Tornadoes looking to get into double figures in the win column. Starting here in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Brevard College Athletic Department respectfully asks you please stand for the playing of our national anthem. it's time to meet tonight's starting lineups. First, the visiting Falcons of Pfeiffer University. Head guard, 6'2" junior from Greenwood, South Carolina, number 0, Alex Cunningham. Head forward, 6'4" junior from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, number 2, Daniel Holt. Head guard, 6'3" junior from Jacksonville, North Carolina, number 15, Damon Beckwith. Head guard, 6' sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina, number 24, Ty Black. And head forward, 6'8" sophomore from Baton, North Carolina, number 30, Doug Smith. Pfeiffer is coached by Pete Schuck. And now, the starting lineup for your Brevard College Tornadoes. Head guard, a 6'1" senior from Decatur, Georgia, number 4, Quincy Carter. Head guard, a 5'10" senior from Charlotte, North Carolina, number 10, Carson Evans. Head guard, a 6'2" junior from Asheville, North Carolina, number 11, KK Horton. Head forward, a 6'4" sophomore from Concord, North Carolina, number 12, Jaden Carnes. And in guard, a 6'5" junior from Huntersville, North Carolina, number 13, Charlie Hester. Your Tornadoes are coached by Mr. Lee Burgess and assisted by Mr. Miles Leathers.
There you have it, folks. These starting lineups brought to you by Brevard College PA announcer Ray Gill, a member of the Brevard College Athletic Hall of Fame, as a matter of fact. And we are just about set to do business here at the Bosch. Tornadoes donning the all-blue uniforms with the white trim down the side. Pfeiffer in their gray uniforms with the yellow and black trim down the sides. And it'll be Jaden Carnes taking on the 6'8" Doug Smith for the jump at half court. Whistles blow, and we're off. Smith wins the tip easily. And now here's Beckwith to start things off. Over to Fulp, now Cunningham. Daniel Fulp back over to his left, Beckwith quickly. Ty Black. Back over to Beckwith, now cross floor to Cunningham. Down low is Fulp. He has it, a pass into the corner. A 3 from Ty Black is going to rattle in. So the opening possession, a fruitful one for Pfeiffer as they drill the trifecta from the corner. Ty Black gets things started. He's 6th in the conference in three-pointers per game at 1.7 as Hester around a screen from Carnes, charges in, floats it up off the glass, won't get any iron there. A shot well off the mark, and here's Cunningham. He goes in and out now. Goes to his right, Beckwith into the corner. Black gonna quick shoot again. That one's buried. A 6-0 run in the first 50 seconds via Ty Black. Pfeiffer coming with energy early on. Evans harassed by Beckwith, now around the corner, gives to Quincy Carter. Quincy wants some motion, gets it over to Hester. KK Horton moves left to right, now gives over to Carnes in the middle. Carnes, hand to KK Horton. He drives inside. KK is going to be fouled. That's going to be against Ty Black, so Black a high level of activity here in the first minute and 15 seconds. Carson Evans to inbound from the baseline. Carter gets it quickly, thinks about the 3, instead defers to KK Horton. KK to his left, gives to Quincy. Quincy shakes off a defender, fires up a 3 of his own. That one's off the mark. Tornadoes 2 shots, and neither one of them have touched the rim yet. Beckwith on Hester, drives inside, turns around, corner, Black again. That one no good, too strong. Rebound hauled in by Quincy Carter. Quincy pushing the pace here. He will pass over to Carnes. He got away with one there. KK Horton receives a pass. Now Evans guarded tightly by Ty Black. Carson to his right. Carter goes inside, and now he's contacted and fouled by Beckwith. That'll be against Damon Beckwith. Second foul for Pfeiffer here early on. As Carson Evans hands off to Horton. KK at the free throw line, going to pull up and shoot, and once again the Tornadoes fail to touch the rim. Tornadoes 3 shots, none of them have even touched a piece of iron. Beckwith looks at Fulp, now goes to him. Right back over to Beckwith, guarded closely by KK Horton. Cunningham, back wild pass is saved by Beckwith just in front of the half-court line. Corner Black, working on Hester. He passes over to Smith. Smith hauls a pass in to Fulp and is taken away. Quincy Carter with the steal. Quincy wants KK Horton to come towards him. Now he'll slow it down. Carter over to Charlie Hester just in front of the USA South logo. Carnes moving to his left. Horton around the corner, now stepping back behind the three-point line. Still 13 on the shot clock. Quincy Carter, right side, looking for a cutting Horton. It goes into the corner. It's Hester for three. That one's good. Charlie Hester gets the NATOs on the board after three ugly offensive possessions. 3 minutes in, the NATOs have their first basket, and it's from beyond the arc. 6-3 as Cunningham goes over to Fulp, guarded by Carson Evans. He'll drive in. Bounce pass is there for Beckwith, and he'll easily get to the cup, beating KK Horton to the spot. Third basket for Pfeiffer. Here's KK Horton. Hands to Quincy Carter. Hester. Evans. Nice little swing pass over to Quincy underneath the basket, and he gives a little bump to Cunningham on the way back over. An early substitution preparing to come in for Pfeiffer as Smith goes to his right. Cunningham harassed. Smith once again up top to his left. Beckwith now inside Fulp. He goes up. He's blocked. Smith fighting for it. Fulp fighting for it. Quincy Carter out in the open court. 3-on-2 break. Carter goes up through contact. Cannot finish. Rebound Cunningham. Quincy tried to take it himself. Couldn't finish. This time Cunningham will get to the rack. Some fast-paced action so far as Quincy has the defense napping. He'll go inside again. Pass, Carnes, corner, pump fake, stepping back. Bounce pass over to Carter. Underneath the basket. He goes up and gets it. Quincy Carter taking advantage of some not very attentive defense by Pfeiffer on the way back down. 10-7 Pfeiffer lead, about 4.5 in here. Loft pass into Smith, knocked away Charlie Hester. Carson Evans has it off the deflection. Evans, Carter, left side, thinks about it, now goes to Hester. Charlie on Black, inside, to the basket, he misses, but he's fouled. 2 free throws coming here for Charlie Hester. We'll have an early stoppage, 15.5 to go in this first half. Pfeiffer got out to a quick start, now lead it by 3. 10-7 the score when we return. Back out of the timeout. In for Pfeiffer is number 1, Clayton Robinson. And number 3, Dante Forrester Jagru. 2 free throws coming here for Charlie Hester after the foul. Before the timeout, he sinks the first. And now the second one coming up here for number 13. 4 points for Charlie. Make it 5 and make it a 1-point game. 4.5 in. Here's Robinson. 3rd in assists in the conference. Forrester Jagru. Doug Smith picks up his dribble, now goes to Robinson right in front of Coach Lee Burgess. Robinson, left to right, spinning around, now goes into the corner. Forrester Jagru on Hester. Charges inside, now into the corner. 3-pointer. Damon Beckwith, money. KK Horton looking for an inbound and a foul against Pfeiffer. It'll be against Clayton Robinson as Carson Evans gives him a bit of what we'll call a friendly shove. Carson splitting the two defenders and comes back in to receive the pass. Over to KK, guarded tightly by Robinson, now spins away from him. Robinson quickly recovers. Carson Evans at the top of the key, gives to Posner, newly checked in. Free throw line jumper, pure. Jeremy Posner gets his first basket of this one. In for Quincy Carter. Robinson, good at finding the open teammate. Now Beckwith inside, goes up, off the glass, and one. Beckwith with perfect touch there off the backboard. It sinks for two and a chance for one more. Holding a 4-point lead early on. For Robinson, he's third in assists in the conference at just over 3 per contest. He's also fifth in steals at 1.3. So one free throw coming here. And it's good. So 5-point ball game early on as Evans under some pressure from Beckwith. He's just going to turn on the Jets, try to get by him. And now he goes to his right. Posner looking for a pass. It's Evans. Evans faking, has the ball poked loose, but stays with it. Posner to his right, KK Horton. Good defense by Pfeiffer this possession. Posner loses the basketball, gets it back, finds a cutting Jaden Carnes. Carnes with some nice touch himself off the glass. And a good basket late into the possession there for the Tornadoes. That was good defense by the Falcons as Forrester Jagru. Goes Doug Smith, who floats it into Fulp. That one's knocked around. It's on the ground. Fulp has it back. He goes up on Hester with Horton behind him and gets it. 5-point ball game. About 6.5 in. Carson Evans, pass midcourt. Dumps over to Posner. Now Hester. KK Horton has it. Back to Hester. It's taken away. Fulp coming at the rack. One-on-one. He goes straight at Hester and a blocking foul and one. Hester thought he had his feet set to take the charge. Not what the official thought. And a chance to open up an 8-point lead on the and one opportunity as LB Boyette will check in for the first time, as well as number 35, Jalen Hamilton for Pfeiffer. So unfortunate series of events there for the Tornadoes. The pass was intercepted and taken away, and on the fast break, Fulp went straight up at Hester and got him. Got the contact, got the basket. Now is a chance to get the free throw. Charles Reed and Chancey Watson have checked into this one for the first time with 13:27 to go in the first half, and the NATO's trailing by 7. Fulp, free throw is good. And coming in for Pfeiffer now is number 33, Creed Music. Charles Reed getting by the defense in front of the scorer's table. Now to his right, it's LB Boyette. Boyette finds Carnes again cutting. He puts a move on Music and gets the basket. Welcome into the game, Creed Music. Can you take me higher? Jaden Carnes can. 2 points there, 21-15. Creed Music gets it into the corner and driving in now and getting the finish is newly checked in number 12, Rashamel Butler. Charles Reed to his right, finds a cutting Posner, who can't finish with the left, fighting for the rebound, and now a foul on Chancey Watson. Posner upset with himself for not finishing that one. A lot of early subs here for Coach Burgess as R.J. Johnson comes in, as well as Sly White. Already 11 Tornadoes that have come into this one. As Robinson goes to his left, Forrester Jagru. Now once again, Butler. Pass, swings to Music. Now Robinson. He'll go left to right. He goes out Watson, and a definite travel there. Took about 4 steps. Can only get 2. 12:25 to go first half, an 8-point ball game. Tornadoes with the basketball. Watson into Charles Reed. Reed bounces over to LB Boyette. LB floats it up. Oh, what a move. LB Boyette. Acrobatic finish there. And it's a 6-point game with 12:10 to go first half. Clayton Robinson, Chancey Watson on him. He scurries over to his left, now gives to Butler. Butler with a couple of switches, gives to Forrester Jagru from deep, too strong, and the rebound taken away by R.J. Johnson. Johnson, oh, nice dribble there. Johnson gets by a defender. Now going at Robinson, he floats up and a foul. 2 free throws coming for the sophomore R.J. Johnson, who started to get more and more opportunities. But before that, we'll have an immediate timeout. NATO's trailing it by 6, 23-17. Just under 12 minutes to go in the first half. Free throws for R.J. Johnson when we return. Back out of the timeout. Another new Falcon is in. And it is Andrew Peacock, number 20. 2 free throws coming here for R.J. Johnson after the contact prior to the timeout. And R.J. can't find the first one. $11:51 to play. Tornadoes down 6. R.J. Johnson trying to make it 5. And he does. That one rattles home. Roshmel Butler with the basketball around a screen from Music, who goes to cut. Peacock pressured by O.B. Boyette. Now Jalen Hamilton. Hamilton trying to get space on Watson, can't find any. Watson switches on to Peacock. Now Music has it. Butler pull up on Charles Reed, buries it. Roshmel Butler, some good minutes so far off the bench. As Charles Reed going to get in a race with Dante Forrester Jagru. Now LB Boyette has it. Swings, left elbow, Chancey Watson. Watson at Peacock. He goes up, he can't finish. Offensive rebound, Charles Reed, who goes up and is swatted. Dante Forrester Jagru on the rejection there. And now Charles will inbound as Boyette gets it. LB on Hamilton, puts a move, takes it to the basket, floats it up through contact. He finds the bottom of the net, shaking his head, knowing he should have got a call there, as that one is whipped into Peacock, and it might be off him, and it is Brevard basketball. 25-20, just under 11 minutes to go first half. Exciting action in the first 9 minutes. Chancey Watson inbounds over to R.J. Johnson. Johnson goes right at Butler, now slows things down. Johnson wants some movement. Now LB Boyette. Boyette, Sly White, puts a move on Music. Pulls up, now passes to Chancey Watson. Chancey, guarded by Peacock. Chancey crossing over, left to right, goes inside, puts up off the glass, too strong. Rebound is brought in by Roshmel Butler. R.J. Johnson couldn't find it. Butler, right at Boyette, gonna take it to the cup now. No, he swings it into the corner. Forrester Jagru cannot knock it down. Rebound taken away, R.J. Johnson, and no, a jump ball, but the possession arrow goes Brevard's way. Tornado possession with just under 10.5 to go first half, 25-20. Tornadoes starting to bring a little bit more energy on the defensive end. R.J. Johnson doing a nice job at keeping the second chance opportunities away from Pfeiffer. As Charles Reed hands to Boyette. Johnson, Chancey Watson looking for a cutter. Instead, he'll swing to Sly White up top. White, a dribble, a pass to Boyette. Tight defense from Hamilton. Bounce, Watson, and he will be fouled by Peacock. That's already the 6th Falcon foul, so one more, and the Tornadoes are in the bonus for the rest of the half. Daniel Fulp will come back in for Pfeiffer. He'll get Jalen Hamilton out. .10:08 to go. Tornado basketball here in the first half. Reed floats in Boyette. Left alone from deep. LB off the mark. That one is going to be saved by Reed, but right to Peacock. 2-on-1 break. White trying to hustle. Butler at the rack. He finishes. Boyette had a wide open look as that one is now stolen by Forrester Jagru, but Johnson has it, and a foul against Peacock once again. So the Tornadoes will be in the bonus for the remainder of the first half, which is still 9 minutes and 50 seconds. RJ Johnson will get 2 more chances at the free throw line. After the foul on Peacock, it was nearly taken away by Forrester Jagru, who tried to save it like Charles Reed did on the other end of the floor, and he ended up throwing it right to RJ Johnson, then collided with him for the 7th Falcon foul. Tornadoes have shot 4 free throws. 2 of them came from Johnson, and RJ misses the first free throw, the one-on-one, but the rebound is loose and taken in by Boyette. LB swings it behind his head to Chancey Watson. Chancey to his right. LB Boyette passes over to Sly White. It's knocked up in the air and taken away. Music has it. Rashamel Butler does not have numbers, but he will go at this Tornado defense. One-on-one with Watson. Pass up top, Fulp, and he'll slow things down. Fulp to his right, Forrester Jagru. Left side, Rashamel Butler. Over to his right, firing up a 3 and missing there is number 5, and it's knocked around and taken in by Brevard, number 5, LB Boyette. Boyette going at the rack. Euro puts it up through contact, no good. Chancey Watson, offensive rebound, and he's wrestled to the ground. An obvious foul. Missed the check-in, but it was Justin Gayton that put up that 3 that missed. Then the offensive rebound was fought for. Tornadoes end up drawing the contact and drawing another foul. Quincy Carter back into this one with 9:07 to go in the first half. Chancey will shoot 1, and it'll rattle home. Chancey nearly did the same thing as RJ Johnson and missed the 1-and-1 free throw. Instead, it bounces around and drops. And a chance for another one here with the Tornadoes down 6. Watson misses that one, too strong. Tornadoes not finding a lot of consistency at the free throw line so far. 2 for 5 aside from the pair Charlie Hester made. 4 for 7 total. Gayton goes over to Music. Right side, Forrester Jagru gets the corner on Reed. He's rejected from behind. Charles Reed. Chancey Watson in the open court now. 3-on-3 break. Carter hesitates. Now passes back out to Charles Reed. Reed up top, pressured by Dante Forrester Jagru. He crosses over. Reed into the lane. He loses the basketball. It's taken away. It'll stay with the NATOs as it rolls out of bounds. A mass substitution coming here for Pfeiffer. It'll be Cunningham, Doug Smith, Ty Black, and Damon Beckwith all back in for Pfeiffer. Charles Reed looking for an inbound, thought about Boyette. Instead, it's Carter. Carter goes over to Chancey Watson up top, moving Boyette around. He gives to Reed. Reed wants a cutting Watson. Instead, goes up top to Sly White. Reed once again. 6 on the shot clock, 5 on the shot clock, 4. Reed's got to get a shot off. He'll fire up a 3. That one's way off the mark. Beckwith now up the floor. Scans and passes to Black. Up top, Fulp. Cunningham left side. Goes to Smith. Smith up top goes to his right, Beckwith, who goes back to Doug Smith. From deep, Cunningham, no good. Rebound knocked over towards Charles Reed, who has it. Reed, 3-on-3. Watson looks around into the corner. Boyette gives a jab step, now fires up the 3. LB Boyette bottoms. 3-point ball game, a timeout coming. 7:43 to go. NATO's trailing tight here as we get towards the latter stages of the first half. Don't go anywhere. Tornado basketball here on a Tuesday night. back out of the timeout. One of the things Coach Burgess noted as one of his keys to the game was to limit turnovers, and the Nados have done that. About 12 and a half minutes in, the Tornadoes have only turned the basketball over twice, and they also have the advantage on the glass offensively, 4-0. They're leading the total rebound battle as well, 11-9, but 4 offensive boards for the Nados, none for Pfeiffer, who is second in the conference in offensive rebounds at nearly 12 a game. Beckwith swings to his right, Cunningham goes by White and misses short on the layup, but will get 2 free throws after the contact once he got by Sly White. That's Sly's first and the Tornadoes' fourth. Alex Cunningham has 2 free throws coming here. And the first one is good. 3 points for Cunningham. 1 for 2 from the field. And a second free throw good as well. Horton bounces into Carson Evans. He'll be picked up by Ty Black. Evans around the screen from White. Passes to White now. LB working on Fulp. Hits a wall, loses it now. Now Fulp takes it away. Third Tornado turnover. Fulp hands to Cunningham, who bobbles it. He goes up through contact, can't finish. Smith tries to get the putback, and Fulp is right there. 2 more for Pfeiffer, and not ideal for the Tornadoes. Out of the timeout, a 4-0 Pfeiffer run, lead back up to 7. KK Horton has a crease in the defense, and now he'll slow things down and let the offense get going. Boyette swings to Quincy Carter. Quincy around the screen from White. To the corner on Smith. He's fouled. Around the corner, rather, not to the corner. But Quincy Carter with 2 free throws coming here. Nados 4 for 7 from the stripe. Just over 50%. %57% to be exact from the free throw line. Quincy hoping to heighten that number here. 6:51 to go first half. Nados trailing at 31-24 in a really key USA South matchup. Pfeiffer third in the conference, Brevard fourth. But if the Tornadoes get this victory, they will move ahead of Pfeiffer with a season sweep as Quincy Carter misses that first free throw. Tornadoes now shooting only 50% from the line as Charlie Hester and Jaden Carnes check back in. Quincy, second free throw. Money. 6-point ball game now, 6:50 to go. Beckwith. Deep pass over to Cunningham, now back to Beckwith. Fulp. Beckwith. Passes to Gayton and an offensive foul. Looks like Gayton might have taken some liberties throwing Carnes out the way, and as a result, a violation and a turnover. Offensive foul against Pfeiffer. And that is Pfeiffer's 10th foul, so the Nados in the double bonus for the final 6:41 of this first half. Evans working on Ty Black, a little bit of dancing. Now KK Horton. Horton to his right. Carter, quick pass over to Evans, who finds a wide open KK Horton. They forgot to guard KK, and that's an easy 2. Beckwith over to his right. It's Alex Cunningham. Beckwith floats it into Fulp between 3 defenders, and he throws it away. Cheerleaders look out. That was a missile coming right at somebody's head on the end of the cheerleading line, and the Tornadoes will gladly take it. A timeout coming here. 6:12 to go. 31-27, the lead for Pfeiffer. And while we have a moment, we have a message for everybody watching in the audience. Javon Clark, a 17-year-old from Hendersonville, North Carolina, who was diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy at the age of 8, officially became a member of the Brevard College men's basketball team in a special team impact signing day ceremony held in November. Clark has proceeded to participate in many activities with the Tornadoes, including games, practices, and other team events. Team Impact's unique program matches children facing serious illness and disability with college athletic teams across the country. Its mission is to guide children and teams alike in a mutually beneficial relationship of belonging, empowerment, and resilience. It marks the second Team Impact partnership with the men's basketball team in the last 5 seasons. For more information, go to teamimpact.org. More on that in a moment. As Carson Evans gives to Quincy Carter, now Jaden Carnes. Carnes, nice pass over his head. That looked like a hook shot coming out of his hand, and it went right to an open KK Horton. 2-point ball game, 5:54 to go first half. Nadeau's trying to scratch back into this one. Beckwith going at Carnes. He is going to pick up his dribble and go into the corner. Black, once again, he is fouled. A foul on the closeout there, and 3 free throws coming here for Ty Black. Free throws 5 through 7 for Pfeiffer. The Nadeaus have already shot 9. Only at a 55.5% clip, though. First free throw from Black is good. Doug Smith getting ready to come back in, the 6'8 forward. Smith, only a sophomore, 6'8", 200 out of Baden, North Carolina. Black's second free throw is good, so the lead back up to 4. Smith will come in and get Justin Gayton. And Black hits all 3. Carson Evans. Pass nearly taken away, deflected a little bit, but it gets over to KK Horton as Charlie Hester passes to Quincy Carter. Carter to his left, around the screen, passes back over to KK. Carson Evans, right side, working on Black, around the screen from Carnes. He'll step back and fire a straightaway 3, and it finds the bottom of the net. Carson Evans has shot the 3 ball really well as of late, and he makes this one a 2-point contest once more with 5:15 to go. First half of action here in the Bosch. Beckwith has Evans switch on to him. Now he goes at him. Trying to turn the corner on Evans. He gets by and plants it lightly off the glass. The Tornadoes just cannot find a way to get this game tied up. Nadeaus haven't had a lead all game. Have played from behind this whole first half as Horton, through contact, throws it up. And Beckwith, upset, punching the wall, does not agree with the call, and now yelling to himself, I don't think at himself, about the officials. KK Horton gives a little laugh at him as 2 free throws coming here. Nadeaus have got to start shooting better from the line at only 5 for 9 thus far. Make it 6 for 10, 60% on the first 10 free throws. And Damon Beckwith did not like that foul. It was the 11th for the Falcons. Still 4:54 to go in the first half as Horton buries both. It's a 2-point game once again. And Lee Burgess yelling something towards the end of the bench. I think Charlie Hester may have to check something out with athletic trainer Nicole Harshbarger. And while they do that, Jeremy Posner is going to come in. Charlie Hester will end up just stepping out. So Pfeiffer ball. Fulp gives into Beckwith. Posner, who just checked in, has 2 points. Beckwith going at Evans again. This time he passes out Cunningham. Squares up for 3, too strong. Rebound is going to be knocked around and taken in. KK Horton. Chance to tie or take the lead here. Horton, pass to Evans. Evans gets by Black into the corner. Carnes wide open. That one's no good. KK Horton fighting for the rebound, and it's out of bounds. Horton was in position to bring it back down and get a second chance. Slipped out of his hand, though, and hit right on the baseline. So Pfeiffer basketball once again. Tornadoes not able to capitalize on Cunningham missing the open 3. 36-34, 4:22 to go. Beckwith taking his time, now gives to Black, who's instantly met by Quincy Carter. He's ripped and a foul called. Quincy might have wrapped around him a little bit there, but it looked like a clean steal. Tornado faithful doesn't like that call. Quincy Carter is 7th in the conference in steals per game. Thought he had another one there. Instead, it's a foul. It's the 6th for the Tornadoes, so one more, and Pfeiffer rides out the first half in the bonus alongside Brevard. Beckwith with Evans on him. Looks for a pass, goes to Fulp, and it'll be a foul on Jaden Carnes. So that will activate the bonus, and it'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Daniel Fulp. I guess maybe some extra contact down in the paint with the undersized Carnes. Carnes throwing his hands up, not really sure what it was. Did look minimal from up here. 4:06 to go, and Fulp can't knock down the free throw. Ball don't lie. KK Horton up the left side. Tornado crowd gets a little excited for a moment. KK dancing around with Beckwith on him, but he can't lose him. Carnes Dribbles to his right, now hands to Evans. Evans trying to work on Ty Black. Goes to his right, maneuvering. Gives to Quincy Carter. Quincy, step back, straightaway three, too strong. Rebound is hauled in by Cunningham, and he's fouled. A lot of ticky-tack fouls being called at the moment on both ends. That'll be the 8th foul against the Tornadoes, and Cunningham will shoot a free throw, possibly 2. Some questionable officiating, 36-34. Free throw coming here for Cunningham when we get back. 3:44 to play, first half. Back out of the timeout, a 1-and-1 opportunity for Alex Cunningham after a foul call 50-plus feet away from the basket on the Chick Martin court logo. A little take foul called. Cunningham with a 1-and-1 opportunity coming here. For the Tornadoes, Posner, Horton, Reed, Carter, and Carnes. For Pfeiffer, Beckwith, Clayton Robinson, Cunningham, Doug Smith, and Fulp as Cunningham cans the first one. 3-point ball game with 3:44 to play, a chance to make it 4 here. Cunningham can't find the second. 3-point ball game still. KK Horton, past midcourt, in no rush. Horton to his right, gives to Quincy Carter. Quincy on Fulp. Moving to his right, around Carnes. He's wide open at the basket. He turns around and gives a smile to Doug Smith. Carter wants him to get back on defense. 37-36, 3:23 to go first half. Robinson, third leading assister in the conference. Now Fulp. Cunningham, right wing, left side. Beckwith gonna fire and hit it. 3-pointer there. Quincy Carter, hand down, man down. Charles Reed with the basketball. Robinson perusing on defense. Horton, right side, wants a cutting Carter, but he'll have to go to his left and find Charles Reed. Carter fakes a pass, now moves to his right. Posner, Reed, cutting, Carter, gonna back down on Fulp and turn around. 6 on the shot clock. Horton sees it, charges inside. KK throws it up, nice finish. Left hand from the right side, beautiful move there. KK Horton, and the NATOs continue to exchange body blows with Pfeiffer. 40-38. Beckwith inside at Carter, through contact, ball's taken away. Charles Reed in the open court. Horton, 2-on-1 break, goes up strong and finishes. KK Horton at the rack. Ties it up at 40 apiece. 2:17 to go in the first half. High scoring affair in the Bosch. Robinson looking around, waiting for the motion to get going. He finds Cunningham. Carnes on him. Crowd getting into it at the free throw line and charging in Fulp. He fakes. He goes up. He's rejected. He goes up once more and finishes. Fulp stays with it. 42-40. 1:55 to go. First half. Horton calling the play out. Everybody starts to move around. KK gets a screen from Carnes. Carter back to Jaden Carnes. Looks for a cut. Instead, it's Reed in the corner. Posner, left elbow. Gonna back down on Cunningham. Here he goes, spinning around mid-range, too strong. Rebound knocked away Carter, and Horton was already headed back up the court. He couldn't save it. A good effort there by Carter, but it'll be Pfeiffer basketball once more with 1:35 to go in half number 1. Beckwith bounces into Robinson, and the clock continues to churn on. 1:32 to go. Robinson to his right. It's Cunningham. Smith gives a little shake, now gets the ball. Pass to Beckwith, around a screen. Beckwith, Carnes on him. About halfway through the shot clock. Over to Fulp up top. Right side, Cunningham. He tries to get by Posner. Stepping back, gonna fire up a long two. Too strong, rebound Charles Reed. Reed over to Horton, bounces right at his feet, and now on the left wing, Horton will step back. A little bit more dancing from KK. He turns around, mid-range over Smith, in and out. A minute even to go, 42-40. Deep pass Cunningham. He goes up on Carnes, can't get the finish, but a foul. That'll be the 9th foul against the Tornadoes. So one more, and that will put Pfeiffer in the double bonus, hoping to avoid that with 55.5 to go. Cunningham, a 1-and-1 opportunity here. And he can't hit it, and then no. Double bonus is activated now. The foul count incorrect. Tornadoes must be at 10 fouls. And now second free throw for Cunningham. The Bosch gets rowdy, and he knocks it down. 3-point ball game, 55.5 to go. Nados haven't scored since the 2:24 mark. As Reed motions Horton out and gives to Boyette, who just came back in. White also came back in. He gets a pass. Right elbow. Turning around, tries to get by Smith. Cannot find it. Smith in his 6'8 frame, imposing. Cunningham trying to get by Reed. Puts up a shot off the glass and gets it. Reed stayed with him all the way, but a savvy move there. And a 5-point lead with 30 seconds to go. 4 seconds or so between the shot and game clocks. Reed has it at the BC logo. White moving to his left, hands to Carter. Carter through traffic, loses Cunningham. He goes up, he can't finish, but a foul. Quincy Carter, 2 more opportunities coming to the stripe here with 18.7 to go in the opening act. Quincy, leading scorer for the Tornadoes with 10, a chance to get up to 12 here right before the break. Carter bends the knees, fires, and too strong. Quincy having some trouble at the free throw line. That's a second miss already. Carter 1 for 3 from the free throw line. Going to try and make it 2 for 4 here and get the lead down to 4 for Pfeiffer and hope for a defensive stand on what assumedly will be the final possession of the half. Carter does sink the second, and R.J. Johnson will come in as likely a stopper in the paint for Doug Smith on this final possession, and now he's going to head back over towards the scorer's table. Lee Burgess having a disagreement with the official, and Johnson will have another seat. He will not come back in after all. Robinson with the ball. In no hurry. Head coach Pete Shuck telling them to be patient here and get the last shot. 7 seconds, now they move. Robinson looks, has Fulp. He goes inside, goes up, and cannot finish, and that will be the half. White fires one up. It would have been too late anyways, but the Tornadoes find themselves down 4. Have not had a lead all ball game, but have been fighting and hanging tough. 45-41 at the break here in a pivotal matchup against the Pfeiffer Falcons. We'll be back in just a moment with halftime stats and thoughts, and then we will send it off for the break and return for the final 20 minutes. 45-41 Pfeiffer, back here in just a moment from the Bosch.
It's important to study English because language
History is everything. It's every discipline. It's music, it's art, it's economics, it's politics. And so students who study history end up with the ability to look critically at every discipline. This is a skill you can use in any field.
I chose Brevard mostly because of the experiential education, and their history program really sold me over. The variety of history classes that they offer. You have classes like History of Stuff, where you learn the commodification of history.
Here from the Bosch. Tornadoes trailing at 45-41. Back here in just a couple of minutes. Back for second half action here in the Bosch. Tornadoes trailing it 45-41 as we enter the second half for the Tornadoes. KK Horton leading the scoring with 10 points, 4 for 6 from the field. Quincy Carter right behind him with 8 points, 3 rebounds. 9 different Tornadoes have gotten into the scoring in this game. For Pfeiffer, it is Damon Beckwith leading the scoring with 13 points, 5 for 5 from the field. Daniel Fulp and Ty Black, 9 points apiece for them. And Alex Cunningham and Daniel Fulp with 4 boards each. And a big story for Pfeiffer is Doug Smith, their 6'8 sophomore forward, the leading blocker in the conference, only has 1 rebound all night and has not scored. Scoring not really Smith's role, but has not even put up a shot yet. So here we go. Second half of action from the Bosch. Tornadoes trailing it 45-41, and Pfeiffer will get the first crack at it here in half number 2. Beckwith. KK Horton on him. Ranges to his right. It's Ty Black in that corner that he loves so much. Beckwith, once again, perfect in the first half. Looking for a pass, now goes over to Cunningham. Cunningham into Fulp. He is going to go up on Evans and get an easy 2. Fulp continues to fake defenders out and just waits for them to be on their way down. Puts up an easy layup. It's happened 3 or 4 times. 9 points in the first half for him, now 11 total as Carnes has it. Moves to his left, gives to Charlie Hester coming around the corner. Hester spins around, 12 on the shot clock. Charlie looking for Carter, gets it to him. Quincy has a screen, doesn't utilize it, now goes away from it. Quincy charging inside, up off the glass, he can't finish. Quincy Carter, that one rolled around and then fell off. As Beckwith gives to Ty Black, who circles around on Horton, now into the corner. Beckwith moves left to right, now Doug Smith. Cunningham right wing, guarded by Quincy Carter. Free throw line, Fulp drives in on Carnes, now into the corner. Black, he saves it in front of his own bench. Now gets the edge, goes up, and what a finish! Ty Black gets that one to kiss the glass softly. It falls as he falls, and it's an 8-point lead. Pfeiffer on a 4-0 run out of the half. Evans going to square up a 3. That one no good. Off the mark to the left. 8-point ball game. 4-0 run out of the break for Pfeiffer. Smith hands to Beckwith. Moves to his right, and he throws one up wildly. Not going to get anywhere close. KK Horton with the rebound there. Horton going to try and get a clean offensive look for the Nados here. Horton takes it himself inside. He goes up and gets the finish. KK Horton. Nice touch there off the glass, similar to Black a moment ago, and it's 49-43, 2 minutes into the second half. Cunningham on the left wing, goes at Evans, spinning around, picks up his dribble, looking, up top Beckwith, gonna launch. That one is too strong. Rebound pulled in by Fulp. Fulp on the ground and a foul. That'll go against Quincy Carter. So the first Tornado foul of half number 2. That's Quincy's second foul. Cunningham into Beckwith. Horton steps up on him. Now into the corner, Black. Quick release. That one catches nothing but air. A breeze for the Tornado defense. Carson Evans to his left, Horton. He's going to square up a 3 of his own. That one's too strong. Rebound knocked around and hauled in by Smith. And that's only the second board of the game for the 6'8 Doug Smith. Cunningham straight away on Carson Evans. Goes to his right, Beckwith. Beckwith going to try and get past Horton. He goes up off the stanchion. No good. KK Horton, transition pass. Evans on Fulp. He goes up and finishes. Tornadoes answer with a 4-0 run of their own. And it's right back to where it was when we took a break. 45-49, 4-point ball game. Black on Hester. Goes to Smith, who's going to go right at Jaden Carnes. Right backing into him, turning around and floats it up easily. No shots for Smith in the first half. There is his first field goal attempt of the ball game, and it's pure. Horton to his left, Charlie Hester. Up top, Carnes. Fits in a pass to Evans. Now Carter on the right elbow. Quincy going inside. He'll turn around. He goes up. He's stripped. No whistle. And Cunningham with a steal. Cunningham at Hester. Goes up, can't finish. Offensive rebound, Doug Smith. He swatted from behind and a foul. KK Horton's going to get knocked for that one. It's looked like a good defensive play, but these referees have called everything under the sun. 2 free throws coming here for Smith. We'll see how the 6'8" big man is from the free throw stripe. We haven't seen him yet. That one short. At 6'8", not expecting free throws to be his specialty. 6-point ball game. And he'll try and split the pair. Smith does hit the second, makes the announcer eat his words. Now Horton into Carson Evans, who is trailed in the hip pocket by Ty Black, who speeds up the floor. And Carson Evans, as a result, will slow down the process. To his left is Hester. Carson, straightaway 3, bang! Carson Evans from downtown gets the lead back down to 4. 16 minutes to go, 4 minutes in to the second half. Beckwith over to Cunningham. Puts a move on Carter, steps back, left mid-range jumper, no good. Offensive rebound, Smith, and he gets the putback. Smith starting to get a bit more active on the offensive side of things. 6-point ball game, 15:44 to go. Horton hands to Hester. Now Carter. Carson Evans and a foul. This one will be against Fulp, and it'll be the first Falcon foul of half number 2. Timeout coming here. Just about 4.5 into the second half. NATO's trailing it by 6. Carson Evans a moment ago hitting a big three-pointer. We'll be back in just a moment after the timeout. Back out of the timeout. So far, Pfeiffer, that was their first foul right there. They've been very disciplined compared to what they were in the first half. 11 first half fouls for Pfeiffer. And there was number 12. As Evans floats one up to Quincy Carter, who catches it like a fade over the shoulder. Able to get to that one, Quincy. Moving to his left, backdoor pass, Evans. It's knocked away by Black, and it'll be Pfeiffer basketball. Last touched by Brevard. Inbound from Beckwith. Goes right back to him. Cunningham. To Beckwith, now Fulp. Ty Black, picked up quickly by Carter. Fulp inside, he's going to go up and a travel. That one was getting sent anyways by Charlie Hester, so he kind of just sped up the process. Horton inbounds to Carson Evans. A huge USA South matchup here tonight. 6-point ball game. NATO's trying to scratch and claw their way back even or ahead. Quincy, right elbow, finds a cutting Hester and one. Charlie Hester gets his name back into this one. A chance for a 3-point play and a chance to make it a 3-point deficit. Sly White will check back in. Jaden Carnes will have a seat. Charlie to the stripe. And he knocks it down. 3-point ball game, 54-51. Beckwith trying to get the Pfeiffer offense back on track. NATO's trying to continue to deter it. Although the last one was a self-inflicted error by Fulp on the travel as Black going to hit a step back, and that one no good. Rebound taken away from Quincy Carter by KK Horton. KK gives it over to Carson Evans. Evans left wing, pass over to White. Left elbow slide, swings back out to Charlie Hester. Back to White, one-on-one with Cunningham. Backing down, up top Horton, halfway through the shot clock. Backdoor pass, Quincy rejected. Doug Smith was using his length there, and he sends that one flying. Empty possession, Black, corner, pump fake, steps back, three is no good. Ty Black got off to a hot start, and the Tornado crowd letting him know he smoked one there. That's ripped away. Beckwith in the open court on Evans. He goes up and an easy basket. Evans, no contest. 5-point ball game, 14-10 to go. 56-51. Evans going to go right back at Black, and he floats it up, and a foul. Cannot get the finish, so 2 free throws coming here for Carson Evans. Two free throws for Carson Evans. Carson, 8 points, 3 for 4 from the field. He's knocked down 2 3 balls. And the first one falls for number 10. A lot of substitutions coming in here. Austin Peacock, Rashamel Butler, Dante Forrester Jagru, Clayton Robinson. Cunningham, the only Pfeiffer Falcon that will stay in for the moment, as Carson gets the second one to roll home. 3-point ball game once again, 6 minutes into the second half. Robinson to Butler, going to go right at Charlie Hester. He will try and go up and will finish with the left hand. Rashamel Butler has provided an offensive spark off the bench earlier in the ball game, and now looking to do the same as he gets a quick basket upon entering. Hester over to Carter. Carter right to left. Uses a screen from White. Now goes over to Sly. Sly, a dribble and a handoff to Horton. Horton wide open at the basket. A little backhand roll there. And that one gets the lead right back down to 3. 13:32 to go. A timeout coming here. Media timeout. 13:32 remaining. We're back in a moment. Out of the timeout, it'll be Pfeiffer basketball. 13:32 to go in this one. NATO's hanging tough. Can't quite break through. Still yet to hold a lead tonight. Peacock into Robinson. Carson Evans will stay with him. Now Rashamel Butler right at Charlie Hester again behind the back. That pass knocked away. Quincy Carter with the steal. 4-on-1 break. Bounce pass Horton to the rack. 1-point ball game. Tornadoes turn defense into offense there. Quincy Carter with the steal. KK Horton with the finish. Butler to his right, Peacock. Robinson in the corner. Fakes on Carter, can't lose him. Back over to Robinson. Peacock, left side, Forrester Jagru. Inside at Hester, through contact, a foul, and it'll be on the floor. Not on the shot. That one goes against Sly White. That's Sly's second foul, third for the Tornadoes here in the first 7 minutes of second half action. Somebody needs to check Rashamel Butler's documentation, because he is the spitting image of Saints defensive end Cameron Jordan. And here he is going at Carter, passes back out to Robinson. Robinson, left to right on Reed. Now around the screen. Music. Forrester Jagru, 10 on the shot clock. On Hester. Back to Butler. One-on-one with Chancey Watson, who just checked in. Spinning around. He's swarmed by Brevard defenders. Ball is on the ground. It's ripped away. Chancey Watson, another fast break opportunity. Carter with Robinson with the left hand. Quincy Carter with the finish. NATOs have their first lead of the night. Right wing, Robinson. Butler swings it over to Forrester Jagru. Butler just inside the three-point line, right back to Forrester Jagru, who hesitates and goes over to Peacock. Peacock trying to work on Carter. It's nearly taken away. He's harassed. Hands over to Forrester Jagru. A three ball, too strong. Rebound Charles Reed. NATOs with a chance to extend the lead. Reed inside, puts it up, and a foul. Charles Reed has 2 free throws on the way. Jeremy Posner and LB Boyette will come back into this one. 8 minutes in, 11:56 to go, and the Tornadoes have their very first lead of the ballgame, 59-58. We'll step aside momentarily. Things starting to heat up here in the Bosch, 59-58. Out of the timeout, Tornado crowd giving it to the Pfeiffer bench. 2 free throws coming for Charles Reed after he was hacked. Nearing the halfway point of the final 20 minutes here. 11:56 to go. Charles Reed, 2 coming for him. First one no good. Reed still with a chance to make it a 2-point game, hoping to at least salvage the pair. Charles can't hit that one, but the rebound over to Boyette, who is hit. And it will be a foul, assuming. Heard a whistle, did not see a signal. And no, it will just be last touch by Pfeiffer. No foul on the Falcons, despite a hard contact with Boyette. Reed over to Posner. It's through his hands and out of bounds. Jeremy Posner with a DB moment there, letting one go right through. And no, that is not an insult. I play defensive back myself, or played. Corner, Forrester Jagru fires one up. That one off the mark. Rebound Posner. He finds Reed in the open court. Charles speeding it up and now goes over to Watson. Watson, corner, Boyette. Takes a move, goes inside through contact. Sly White is right there. The ball flew out of LB Boyette's hands, and White was right there to catch it and put it back up. NATOs with a 3-point lead, largest of the night. Butler to his left, Forrester Jagru. Creed Music. Peacock. Right side, Robinson. Moving left to right on Posner. He shoots up a 3. Too strong off the back iron. A cold spell for the Pfeiffer offense. Watson gives over to Reed. Boyette loses his defender. LB off the glass. 2 more. 5-point lead. Call a timeout, Coach. He will. 63-58 Tornado lead. And the NATOs starting to get going here. 10:51 to go. About 9 minutes into the second half. Man, what a second half for the Tornadoes to this point. 10:51 to go in the ball game, 63-58. And you take a look, Pfeiffer has not scored in nearly 3 minutes. Tornadoes are riding a 10-0 run here. leading by 5. They trailed by 5 after the layup from Rashamel Butler at the 13:53 mark. Since then, KK Horton layup, Quincy Carter layup, Sly White layup, and right there, LB Boyette gets 2 more off the glass. He sits at 9 points. When you look at Brevard and their scoring, 3 Tornadoes in the double figures, LB right behind them with 9 points, 10 for Carson Evans, 16 for KK Horton, and 10 for Quincy Carter. 10 different Tornadoes have scored. 63-58 the tally, 10:51 to go. Here from the Bosch, a critical game. We've stated it multiple times on the broadcast. Tornadoes would earn a season sweep over Pfeiffer, who sits above them at the 3 spot in the USA South. The Tornado lost to Greensboro last week, really hurt, but the blowout victory over William Peace did nothing but help, clearly, as Robinson moves to his right on Posner. He dishes off to Forrester Jagru. He's going to go at Posner. Now Music. Pass over to Robinson. Chancey Watson on him. He moves to his left. Gets away with a carry, possibly. Rashamel Butler, straightaway 3, too strong. Rebound knocked out of the hands of Creed Music, but right over to Peacock. He wants to get the edge on White, and a foul. 4th Tornado foul will go against Sly White. It'll be on the floor, and it looks like some substitutions coming in aplenty for Pfeiffer. Beckwith, Fulp, Smith, and Cunningham will all come in. They'll get Music, Forrester Jagru, Butler, and Peacock. Beckwith, inbound to Fulp. Smith, Posner on him. Wants a pass, he'll spin around on Posner. It's taken out of his hands and stolen. Ball is on the ground. Fighting for it are Reed and Smith, and the possession arrow will go the NATO's way. Tornadoes with some tenacious defense. And another timeout coming here. I don't know why we have so many stoppages right now. It's a game of runs. Of course, coaches are calling timeouts, but we've got media timeouts galore. This is like our 4th timeout in the past 5 minutes. 10:15 to go in the ball game, and time moving in slow motion, it feels like, in this ball game. Look at the team stats. While we wait up, field goal percentage, Tornadoes have overtaken Pfeiffer in the second half, just under 55%. Pfeiffer sitting just under 48%. When you look at the 3 ball, that's another big one. Both the teams have knocked down 4, but the Tornadoes a much more efficient 4 for 11 as opposed to Pfeiffer's 4 for 18. Back on the floor, probably be another timeout here in a minute. Charles Reed bringing the ball up the floor with Ty Black on him. A high bounce there. Black was laid off far enough to where it didn't matter. Boyette, Watson wanted to hammer a pass quickly. Instead, he'll readjust and go over to Reed. Left side, Boyette. Up top, Charles Reed on Black. He turns around. Now White, a dribble. Pass to Boyette. One-on-one with Fulp. Instead, he'll go over to Posner. 3 on the shot clock. Reed inside. He loses the basketball, but a foul. Charles Reed saved by the whistle there. That one will be against Ty Black. It's the 5th foul for Pfeiffer. 5th foul for Pfeiffer. Say that 5 times fast. 2 more, and the Tornadoes are in the bonus for the rest of this one. 63-58 ball game. Posner right side. Over to Chancey Watson. Chancey dribbles. Now goes to Charles Reed. A bounce to LB. Left side clearing out. Cunningham on him. Backing down. Turning around. LB through contact and a foul. There's number 6. And 2 free throws coming here for number 5. 63-58, 9:38 to go. Tornadoes, you can kind of feel the tide turning and the momentum starting to shift almost entirely towards Brevard. Tornadoes trying to take control here in this second half. Final 10 minutes. Boyette will start it off with 2 free throws. LB cans the first. Makes it a 6-point game. A chance to get it up to 7 would be the largest figure of the night for BC. Largest lead for Pfeiffer was 8. And LB's free throw goes in and out. 6-point ball game, 9:35 to go. Here comes Pfeiffer. Robinson. Watson on him. Backed off. Now around the screen. Right side, Cunningham. Cunningham wants a pass and does have it. Beckwith now going to fire up a deep 3 and buries it. Beckwith with 18 after that 3-ball. LB Boyette goes over to Posner. Dangerous pass to Reed. Now LB on the left side once again. One-on-one with Fulp. He faces up. He spins around. He goes up, and he's fouled again. So now the Tornadoes will ride out the rest of this ball game in the bonus and guarantees them at least a 1-and-1 opportunity on every foul. A few more, and they'll have 2 regardless. 2 coming here for LB, who split the pair a moment ago. 64-61 ball game, trying to get this one back up to 5 points. LB sinks the first. Going to try and knock them both down here. Boyette with 11 points. And a Tornado crowd talking a little bit. Speaking towards Beckwith. And Boyette hits another. So LB perfect that time after the 1-for-2 trip right before. 66-61, Robinson to Cunningham. Dumps it to his left, Fulp. Beckwith going inside, tries to put a move on Watson, loses him for a moment, now picks up his dribble and goes up top, Doug Smith. Cunningham swings it over to Beckwith. He'll try another 3. This one contested, and it's off the rim. Rebound, Clayton Robinson. Cunningham inside, through defenders, and one. What a move, what a finish. And one referee is calling an offensive foul. One is calling a defensive foul. It will be a defensive foul. It'll be against Posner. It's the 5th NATO foul and a chance for a 3-point play. Pfeiffer continues to answer these last few minutes. Posner is going to go talk to Coach Lee Burgess, who does not look pleased. And the free throw good. Giving a glare over to the crowd there is Cunningham. Cunningham with 11 points. Watson. Over to Posner, 8:19 to go. Posner, Sly White, hands to LB. Boyette, stepping back, thinks about it, and instead goes to Watson. LB on Doug Smith, the slower defender. Gets a screen, steps back from deep. Boyette! Bangs it out from the trifecta, 69-64. Tornadoes with an answer. Punch, counter punch in this one. Beckwith. Surrounded by defenders, looking for a pass, and he will get it off to Smith, who's going to fire from the top of the key, too strong. Rebound, Charles Reed. Now LB has it. 3-on-3. LB right at Beckwith. He's sent by Doug Smith, but Sly White gets it back. Second chance. Watson in and out. Doug Smith with the rebound. Here comes Clayton Robinson trying to get a score back. Robinson dumps it off. It's knocked away and stolen. Watson lobs. Reed wide open in the open court, and the finish. Timeout, Pfeiffer. You need it. 71-64. 7-point lead. 7:21 to go, and we will be right back. This place is buzzing. Tornadoes with the lead. Back in a moment. Out of the Pfeiffer timeout, we'll see what kind of adjustments they come with here in a 71-64 contest. What a phenomenal effort that was a moment ago from the Tornadoes. Got a steal and had Charles Reed out in the open court. Got the finish at the basket. to make it a 7-point ball game. NATOs have been scoring like crazy on offense these last few games. Just had a season-high 96 last game against William Peace. Beckwith crosses over on Reed, goes to the rack, and finishes. Beckwith with 20 points, leading all scorers. 7 minutes to go. Watson hands to Boyette. R.J. Johnson, who just checked in. R.J. gets it, quickly doubled. Sly White, a dribble, a pass to Boyette. LB over to the right corner, Charles Reed inside the three-point line. He spins around, he goes up. That one is going to be knocked out by Doug Smith. A really dumb play there by Smith. That one was going out of bounds, a wild shot attempt, and Smith bailed Charles Reed out. You got to pad the block stats, though. He is the leading shot blocker in the conference. Boyette gets it quickly, fires up a three. That one's too strong. And the ball is knocked out of the hands of Cunningham. Johnson has it, and it's not. Oh, what? That was knocked out by Cunningham. It was clear as day. There's absolutely no way that's not off Alex Cunningham. It will be Pfeiffer basketball. And now a whistle blowing. And something to do with the shot clock. Inbound coming here. Cannot believe they called that out on Brevard. Cunningham touched it last. I know the referee was facing the rear, but you got to make that call correctly. Beckwith at the free throw line, picks up his dribble, looks for a pass, now has Cunningham. Charles Reed switches onto him, 6:21 to go. Cunningham squares up, straightaway three, in and out. Rebound R.J. Johnson. That one was nearly a big shot for Pfeiffer. Charles Reed, left side, gives over to R.J. Johnson. Gotta wonder how much longer until we see the starters. Sly White off the mark with a three. Saved by R.J. Johnson. Chancey Watson, a second chance. Watson smiling. Corner, LB left alone. He'll drive inside on Smith. He meets a brick wall. Boyette floats it up to Watson, who climbs the top shelf. Just saves it. Three on the shot clock. Watson deep. Oh, in and out. Rebound. Save Charles Reed. Reed with a third chance opportunity there. Two more for the NATOs. It's a 7-point ball game. 5:37 to go. Cunningham inside. Blocked by Johnson, but a foul. That was as clean of a block. The officiating might alter this ball game. Calling it how I see it, unabashedly. And the officiating has been questionable at very best. And that is all that I'm going to say about it. Two free throws coming here for Cunningham. Man, he hits the first. Makes it a 6-point ball game. Could make it 5 here. And here are some substitutions. Carnes, Horton, and Evans. Assume LB Boyette may stay on the floor a little bit longer than just this. But Quincy Carter and Charlie Hester both expected to check back in momentarily. 5:33 to go. Horton into Carson Evans. Now here's KK. KK, the leading scorer for Brevard with 16. Boyette right behind him with 15. Boyette over to Carnes. Hands. Boyette drops his head trying to get by Fulp now. Boyette is fouled. So that'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity for LB Boyette as the Tornadoes sit in the bonus. One foul away themselves from putting Pfeiffer in the bonus. So LB, 15 points, chance to get that figure up to 17. And he can't hit the free throw on the 1-and-1. So a 5-point game still with 5:12 to go. Robinson over to Smith. Into the corner. Beckwith floats it in. Cunningham, he can't get the finish. He smoked it. He hits the ground and whistle's blowing. Cunningham will get up just fine. Don't believe there's any foul being called there. Just checking on the player while he's down. Pete Shuck wanted an explanation. He got it. 5-point ball game. Things getting tight. 73-68. 5:03 to go. KK Horton. Inbounds to Johnson, who has it. RJ going to try and get the corner on Fulp and will easily win that race. Left wing. Johnson. Boyette. Jaden Carnes moving to his right. He hands off Carson Evans. Evans off his foot. It's taken away, a turnover. Robinson, see how fast he pushes it in. He threw it over his head. How do you overthrow a 6'8" target? Way too high of a pass there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to roast him. 5-point ball game. 73-68. The intrusive thoughts won there, folks. I'm sorry, I got to stay professional. 73-68, 4:38 to go. Carson Evans, newly checked in Charlie Hester, Quincy Carter as well. Quincy has it. He's going to go at Smith and turn around, go back to Carnes. Horton thinks about the three, now going to fire from the free throw line. That one rattles around and drops. 7-point ball game, 4 minutes, 20 seconds to go, and the NATO's going to try and close this thing out over the final few minutes. Robinson, picked up by Horton. Beckwith by Carter at the rack. He cannot finish. Rebound Charlie Hester. Carter now going to push the tempo, now slow things down. Evans in transition. Bounce past Carnes off the glass. A 9-point lead for the Tornadoes, largest of the game. Robinson gives off to Fulp. Right at Carnes. He goes up, he's projected. Quincy Carter, 3-on-2 break. Bounce pass. Horton at the rack. Yes! 11-point lead. 3:38 to go. Pete Shuck has no interest in a timeout. Robinson hands over to Cunningham. Wants to float it into Smith and does. Smith immediately walled off. Fulp at the cup. He'll get an easy 2 off the glass. 9-point ball game. 3:20 to go. 79-70, Hester over to Carter. Quincy gives to Horton. Jaden Carnes, a bounce, now a pass. Evans goes up and he's called for the travel. His feet left the ground. Carson Evans got stuck between deciding whether to shoot, pass, or drive there. And now a timeout. 3:08 to go, 79-70. The lead for the Tornadoes, this game has turned on its head in the second half with the NATO's outscoring Pfeiffer by 13, 38-25 in favor of the Tornadoes in the second half. They scored 41 in half number one, and that is why things sit the way that they do. Taking a look at the team stats really quickly, Tornadoes shooting just under 55% from the field, Pfeiffer 46%, and from deep, the Tornadoes have been more effective, 5 for 16 compared to Pfeiffer's 5 for 21. That's a 31-24 discrepancy. Free throws, NATOs have shot 6 more but only made 1 more. Pfeiffer 13 of 17, NATOs 14 of 23, 9 missed free throws. And then you look at the rebounding battle, Tornadoes with a slight edge in that department, 33-29. Offensive rebounds have evened up. It was 4-0 in favor of Brevard at the half. It now sits as an 8-7 Brevard advantage. And then you look at the turnovers. NATOs have been a lot worse here in the second half. 6 turnovers in half number 2, only 3 in half number 1. 13 turnovers, though, for Pfeiffer. Bench points, NATOs dominating 25-8, but that doesn't matter anymore. 3:08 to play. The starters are out there. 79-70, NATOs trying to ride this thing out. Fulp. Into Robinson, he'll stay in. Third leading assister, helping get some good looks for them tonight. Beckwith, inside, bounce pass Cunningham. He goes up with a reverse, too strong. Second chance is put up and through. Didn't even see who got their fingers on that one. A good guess might be Doug Smith at 6'8", as Quincy Carter, with a 7-point lead, goes over to Evans. Tornadoes would like a score here to distance themselves. Horton on the left side, he spins around, the ball's ripped. Fulp out in transition, it's Beckwith. He will get the layup. Charlie Hester was coming in hot. Thought he might have a chance to reject that one. Top 10 in the conference in blocks, but not to be. 5-point game, 2:27 to go, and the NATOs with another empty possession could have this one in danger. Horton left alone in the left corner. He fires and hits. It's just a 2, though. His foot was on the line. Charles Reed has to run onto the court quickly and save a water bottle on the inbound. It's an 8-point game. 2:10 to go. Robinson, Beckwith, three-pointer, cannot find it. Rebound, Quincy Carter. Carter has the basketball, 2 minutes even. And this is when Quincy tries to shut him down. We'll see if he takes the shot or distributes. Carter over to Carnes. A bounce, a backdoor pass. Hester goes up and he's fouled. a chance to extend this lead to 10. 82-74 as it sits. Ninth foul rather against Pfeiffer. So one more and it'll be double bonus for however much longer this goes. Tornado's not even going to step into the box, or the blocks rather, as Hester misses the first. In the backcourt, preparing for a fast break if a miss occurs. Carson Evans will come out. Charles Reed back in. 1:50 to go. Hester knocks it down. 9-point ball game, 1:50 to go. Clayton Robinson. Gives to Beckwith, who puts a move on Horton, nearly loses the basketball, but keeps it on a string. Cunningham misses his man Fulp, and that is a painful turnover for Pfeiffer. Nado's now with the basketball, up 9 with 1:36 to go. Carson Evans will check right back in. Tornadoes have outscored Pfeiffer by 13 in the second half, 42-29, as they close in on win number 10. Couple more minutes and the finishing touches will be on this one. Horton, not in any rush, clearly. 122, Evans. Quincy Carter. Carson going to drive inside. He pulls a mid-range, and it won't fall. 1:14 to go. Pfeiffer going to move quick. Clayton Robinson going to charge at Horton. He's going to spin around. Fakes Horton out of his shoes, but it doesn't matter. He misses a rejection and a foul. The Tornadoes aren't allowed to have a clean block tonight. Every time the Tornadoes have rejected a Pfeiffer shot attempt, the whistle has followed soon after. Got to stop calling these fouls on clean blocks. 2 free throws for the 6'8 Smith. And he bricks the first. 1:05 to go. Doug Smith, 5 points for him. 8 rebounds after only 1 in the first half. 3 offensive boards, and he hits the second. Both times Smith has gone to the line. He split the pair. It's an 8-point ball game. Quincy Carter hacked immediately by Cunningham. 2 free throws coming for number 4. It's the 10th foul. Double bonus on. Quincy tonight has 10 points, 4 for 9 from the field, 6 rebounds and 5 assists. A really solid all-around night for Quincy, and it's not over yet. A chance to add on. And he's strong on the free throw. Quincy Carter has struggled from the free throw line, 2 for 5. Number 6 coming here, trying to get that percentage back to 50. Obviously not where you want it, but one more point is one more point. Makes it a 9-point contest with 1:03 to go. Quincy, second free throw is good. Quincy has split the free throws all 3 times he's gone to the line. A minute even to go. Robinson, going to be a tough comeback. He hoists up a 3, too strong. Smith fighting for the rebound, and KK Horton comes down with it. That could be it. 50 seconds to go. Horton finds Carnes. He'll keep it slowed down. Hester now, right on the BC logo. This one's just about over. Hester with Fulp on him, nearly ripped, and he gets away from him. Plenty of time. Pfeiffer may have just conceded this one. 9-point ball game, 30 seconds to go. Hester over to Horton. He passes to Carnes, wide open, cherry on top, and a chef's kiss from KK Horton. 86-75, 11-point lead. Pfeiffer have a good trip back home. And Quincy Carter telling him to get the buses ready. Some clock miscues going on. Clock read for a minute that we had 27 minutes to go. It's only 27 seconds. Pfeiffer with the basketball. The fat lady's starting to sing. 86-75. 20 seconds to go. Robinson pulls another 3. This one won't find the bottom of the net either. Smith with an offensive rebound. Beckwith is going to pull a quick-fire 3. No, he passes inside Fulp, who is going to get the finish over Charlie Hester. Doesn't matter, though. Less than 10 seconds to go, and Horton will just dribble this thing out. The Tornadoes with a crucial victory over Pfeiffer. They will likely move ahead in the conference standings. Came into this ball game sitting at 4-3 in the conference. They now jump to 5-3 in the conference. They were 4th in the USA South behind 3-2 Pfeiffer and 3-2 North Carolina Wesleyan in conference play. Now Pfeiffer sitting at 3-3. NATO's at 5-3. They have at least jumped Pfeiffer to the 3 spot. And in a moment we will check on the North Carolina Wesleyan ball game. They were playing Methodist, so not likely that they fell tonight. But they actually do trail by 4 points. Early in the second half, Methodist with a 4-point lead, 41-37 on top of North Carolina Wesleyan. So if Carolina Wesleyan falls to the Methodist Monarchs, who are 3-13, the Tornadoes would jump to second place in the USA South Conference. And just taking a look at a few of these quick numbers before we take a break. 23 points for KK Horton, 11 for Quincy Carter, 10 for Carson Evans, and 15 for LB Boyette. So 4 different Tornadoes in double figures, an 86-77 victory. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back here with more in just a minute. Stats, thoughts, final recaps, and everything after a 86-77 Tornado victory. Back in a moment from the Bosch. Back from the Bosch, Tornadoes with an exciting 86-77 victory over the Pfeiffer Falcons. Taking a look at the stats for the Tornadoes, KK Horton with a career-high 23 points. He had 6 rebounds and assists as well. He was 10 for 13 from the field, 1 for 2 from deep. Carson Evans with 10 points, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. He had 3 assists as well. And then some of the other scorers, LB Boyette with 15 on 5 for 9 from the field, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. And Quincy Carter chipped in 11 himself with 6 rebounds and 5 assists for Pfeiffer. When you take a look at what they did, 22 points for Damon Beckwith, 13 for Alex Cunningham, 17 for Daniel Fulp, and a lot less team scoring for Pfeiffer than for Brevard. Only 6 Pfeiffer Falcons scored, and everyone that checked in for Brevard scored. That was 11 different NATOs getting into the scoring in this one. 86-77, the final. And then you look at the team stats here tonight. Shooting-wise, the Tornadoes with a big advantage, 55% to 45%. And from 3, NATO's 35%. Pfeiffer just under 21%, 5 for 24 from deep. When you look at the free throws, 14 for 19 for Pfeiffer, 16 for 27 for the Tornadoes. And the rebounding battle, Tornadoes had the edge there, 35-33, 10 offensive rebounds for Pfeiffer, 8 for Brevard. And then you look at the turnovers, 14 for Pfeiffer, 10 for Brevard, 7 second-half turnovers for the Tornadoes, but did still win that battle. Bench points, Tornadoes outscoring Pfeiffer 25-8. Fast break points, dead even at 17 apiece. Points off turnovers, so that's one area the Tornadoes really dominated. 25-12 advantage in that department. 22 total fouls for Pfeiffer, 16 for the Tornadoes. Largest lead of the ball game for the Tornadoes was 86-75. That was the largest lead for anybody in the ball game, 86-75. 11-point lead for the Tornadoes at that point, and they ended up hanging on for the victory, a 9-point victory, 86-77. Folks, don't go anywhere. In a moment, we will have KK Horton and head coach Lee Burgess on for some post-game interviews. KK with a career-high 23 points. Of course, we'll talk to him about that and about the win tonight and the upcoming conference schedule. So don't go anywhere, folks. Stepping aside for just a moment, and then we will be back with post-game interviews. Back here at the Bosch, we've got KK Horton. KK, first off, congratulations on a career high, 23 points. First question, did you realize that you were closing in on that career high, or were you just out there hooping?
I was just out there hooping. I had no idea. Appreciate you.
For sure, man. 23 points, 6 rebounds, and you guys with a huge conference victory over Pfeiffer. Obviously, now you earned the season sweep over Pfeiffer, and you guys guaranteed that at the end of the night you'll at least be third place in the conference. North Carolina Wesleyan playing Methodist right now, and if they lose, you guys jump all the way to second in the USA South. Talk about how big this one was and you guys' preparation coming into it.
This was definitely a big game for us because last year they swept us and they beat us, so it's good to get our get back. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. So talk a little bit about the differences between the first half and the second half. What adjustments did Coach Burgess and you guys make at halftime that led to you outscoring them so well in the second half?
No, for sure. Especially in the first half, we weren't. It's not that we were playing dead, but it was just like it was not our best ability. And then we was talking in the locker room, huddling up. It was just me and my brothers, and then Coach Burgess, ended it with the point. We just came out. We just delivered. That's all we do. Listen and deliver. Appreciate you, though.
100%, man. 4 different guys in double figures tonight. Obviously, you led the charge. Quincy had 11. Carson had 10. LB had 15. Talk about how you guys were kind of feeding off each other out there. You could feel it, especially in the second half, and not even just on the offensive end. You guys were taking defensive turnovers and turning them into the points. And, I mean, you had 25 points off of turnovers. So talk a little bit about that, how the complementary basketball.
Yeah, so Coach puts us in our head, we're a very selfless team, and we got everybody's talented on the team. Everybody can score, so we know that. So whoever's getting going, we share the ball. We're never selfish. We know everybody can score, and we know everybody can do their job. So I think we just all selfless.
Obviously, and that rings true because this is the third time in the last week I've had a different guy up here for a post-game interview. Quincy Carter, Carson Evans, now you, KK Horton. Tell us a little bit about what's coming up for you guys and how you're going to be able to stay focused and attack these upcoming opponents, whoever they may be.
Definitely preparation. We have a big one on Saturday, Mary Baldwin. They're a very good team. I think they're number 1 in the conference, so we just got to prepare, pay attention to details that Coach tells us, and that's all. That's what we got to do.
100% KK. Well, congratulations again on a career high, 23 points, getting closer and closer to that 30 mark. Maybe we'll see it by the end of the year.
Yeah, for sure.
All that matters is you guys getting the victories, and this is another victory for you guys. 3 in your last 4, I believe 5 in your last 6 now. So you guys playing really good basketball, and you're a huge part of it, KK.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Congratulations. Good game.
Appreciate you.
Back here now with head coach Lee Burgess. Coach, an 86-77 victory, a second straight victory against one of the better teams in the conference. Obviously, you guys blew the doors off of William Peace on the road this weekend, and then you come back and earn the season sweep over Pfeiffer. And I've got these keys to the game that you gave us. One of them was to limit turnovers. And in the first half, you guys only had 3 of those. Got a little sloppier in the second half, 10 final turnovers, but still not a super large figure. And the team clearly came through with that. So talk about that first, how the team limited putting the ball in harm's way in half number 1.
Yeah, 10 against that team, I'll take that in just about any game that we play against Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer's a very physically aggressive team, and they get their hands on a lot of balls, and they're physical with you on drives, and so I'll take 10. And with us getting a lot more stops in the second half, us guarding a lot better, we were in transition more, and that probably goes to some turnovers. We'd certainly don't want to throw the ball to the other team or throw it out of bounds, but it's going to happen as you're playing a little more aggressively at times. I thought for the most part, we did a really good job of ball security and did a really good job of shot selection. I've talked before about it's not just turnovers. Sometimes you can shoot turnovers as well, and I didn't think we had a lot of shot turnovers either. I thought our shot selection was really good too, so very pleased with the effort, pleased with the win.
Absolutely. On the other side of that, you guys had 25 points off turnovers, so not only did the team heed that message to limit their own turnovers, but you saw them creating a lot of them on the defensive end. And I just talked to KK about that complementary style of basketball. Talk a little bit about that and how the defense at times, when the offense maybe was going a little bit cold, started to pick them back up and light that fire again.
Yeah, we took a pretty good punch from them at the start of the game. They were on a pretty good roll to start. And I didn't feel like we backed up. I felt like we took it. I wouldn't say that we punched back right away, but we definitely took the punch and didn't back up and just kind of got ourselves into the game. From that point on, we started to guard better. But the second half, we were much more aggressive around the ball. It wasn't just one guy guarding it. It was 2 or 3. Anytime there was a ball around ankles, we had 4 or 5 hands around it, trying to strip it and get on the ground with it. So our activity on that end of the court in the second half was really, really good and very pleasing to see as a coach. We're coming off a game against William Peace where I felt like offensively it was our best game of the year against William Peace. And now we come here and we played well offensively, but I felt like that was probably our best 20 minutes defensively that we've played in a long time. So we've got a confident group right now. We've got a group that's playing well and doing the things that we're asking them to do, and it's fun to watch. It's a fun locker room to be a part of and fun group to coach, and I'm glad they're getting the successes that they're working hard for.
Absolutely. You mentioned that second half defense, only 32 in the second half for a team that dropped 45 in half number 1. And another thing that you put on here was to match the physicality around the basket. Yeah. Obviously, they had the 6'8" player down low, Doug Smith, and you guys won the battles of both points in the paint and rebounds, 48-56 points in the paint, 35-33 rebounds, but so some slim margins, but they came through against what we've talked about, a bigger guy in the paint compared to us. And
to have a +2 on the glass against that team, that's a win for us, and it is a small margin. Really, even on the glass would be a net win for us against a team like that. So our guys battled hard, and I mean they know and see what they're capable of when we pay attention to those little things, those details. So yeah, hopefully we can keep it going Saturday.
Correct. KK Horton had 23 points. That's a career high for him. He said he had no idea he was even getting close to the career high. Can you tell us a little bit about what he meant for the team tonight, both passing the ball, shooting the ball, and defending?
KK is very difficult to defend. He can make threes. He's best really going to the basket, and he's got a very unique mid-range game that a lot of guards his size don't have. So he's a difficult guy to defend. But he's very unselfish as well, which makes him even more challenging to defend for people, I think. So when he's being aggressive and looking for his buckets and doing it within the constructs of how we want him to do it, he's really difficult to deal with. And he's been playing at a little bit higher level these last 4 or so games than he has to this point. And it's no coincidence that the team is being successful, right behind him, because, we've got generally – on the floor, we've got 5 guys on the floor at all times that can score the ball multiple ways, and that is difficult for the defense to deal with. So glad KK was able to take advantage of that here tonight.
100%. So obviously, Coach, still a couple of weeks away from conference tournament and all of those things, and that's why it's my job to look at the standings. It's y'all's job to play on the floor, but
and ignore what you say. Got it. Okay,
you guys will jump Pfeiffer and at least be in third place. Yeah. Wesleyan currently trailing to Methodist in the second half, and if they fall in that one, you guys jump to second. And you've got Mary Baldwin coming up, who's in first place at their place on Saturday. You lost a heartbreaker them the first time. Talk to us a little bit about the approach and how you guys are entering that game on the road.
Yeah, the approach Saturday is it's a big game. We know what happened here, and so we're certainly going to be motivated to go play that game, regardless of what the standings are. But yeah, we're going to be excited to go play that game. It's a very good team that we're going to play. A team that swept us last year, won here earlier in a very, very tight game. So yeah, our guys are going to be energized, excited to go play. The standings are so close right now that we still got 6 games to play. You can lose a game and go from 2nd to 6th. You can win a game and go from 6th to 2nd. So that's all going to shake itself out. We're not really worried about anything with that. But we know we're going to play a quality team on Saturday on their home floor that beat us here. We don't want to get swept by anybody. So we're going to go lace them up and go see what we can do.
Absolutely. So what would you say the number one key is to beating first place Mary Baldwin on Saturday?
Yeah, I'd have to really get into the film, to get into like a specific what do we have to do to win that game. That game was close after Christmas. We had played a game earlier, but we were still knocking some rust off from Christmas, as I'm sure Mary Baldwin was as well. We're a very different team at this point, but Mary Baldwin is a very tough, experienced team. I don't think you're going to rattle them. You're going to have to go beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. You're not going to rattle them. So we're going to have to go punch hard, probably take some punches, and it's going to be a tight one down the stretch, and we'll see who executes the best.
100%. Well, thank you for your time, Coach. Congratulations on the victory, your third and fourth tries, and you guys are starting to play really well at the time that matters. So looking for that to continue and wishing you the best of luck.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Brady.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
man.
Thank you. (86-77), the final from the Bosch Tornadoes, getting a big victory over the Pfeiffer Falcons. They head on the road to take on first in the USA South Mary Baldwin this Saturday. Tornadoes lost a heartbreaker to them earlier on this season, looking to avenge that loss on the road against Mary Baldwin and climb even closer to the top of the USA South. Potentially could be second place by the end of the night. And for the Brevard College women's basketball team this Saturday, they have a chance to avenge a past loss against Southern Virginia. Took a pretty bad beating on the road in Buena Vista, Virginia. Looking to shake back and get it back here in Brevard. 86-77, the final tonight for the Brevard College men's basketball team. A victory over Pfeiffer, 3 wins in their last 4 games. KK Horton with a career-high 23 points. And the NATOs continue to play really good basketball in the month of January, and especially here at home. 86-77 the final. We will see you on Saturday for women's hoops action. Until next time, I am Brady Penn signing off, saying let's go NATOs.